want to do a little thought exercise. I want to ask you this kind of survey question that you can answer in your own mind. The question is this: what person or group of people brings you the greatest joy in your life? Brings you the greatest feeling of pride? Without thinking twice about it, what person or what group of people would you willingly give your life for? I bet if we took a survey right now and right here, I bet the number one answer would be family, right? Family. Family is the number one source of our pride and our joy in our own lives. What person or what group of people causes you the greatest amount of stress in your life? Don't get ahead of me. What person or what group of people causes you the most heartache, most heartburn? What person or what group of people actually has the power to turn your hair gray or make your hair fall out altogether? Again, if we were to take a survey and we were all to answer it honestly, the answer would be exactly the same. It'd be our families. Isn't it ironic that our families are the source of our greatest blessing and our greatest joys, but are also our greatest source of stress, our greatest source of heartache, and our greatest source of premature balding? But it's all true, isn't it? And nobody understood that better than Mary, Jesus' mom. Could you even begin to imagine how hard it must have been to have been Jesus' mom? You know, there was strife and stress in and around the Holy Family from the very beginning. Actually, before the very beginning. Just think about it. As a result of the whole conceived by the Holy Spirit paternity question, Jesus began causing his parents grief before he was even born, before they were even a family. But you know what? Like most families, Mary and Joseph and Jesus and the other siblings, they obviously somehow slugged their way through it. And don't think it was just his own family that Jesus wreaked havoc on. When he was just getting his ministry first up and running, he thought nothing of disrupting a family-owned fishing business. With the simple "follow me," Jesus uprooted James and John and Peter and Andrew, uprooted them from their families, and uprooted them from their livelihood. As I said, Jesus wreaked havoc on families, and no one knew that better than his own mom. So it's difficult to imagine the pain and the sorrow that Mary must have felt on that long ago Friday in Calgary. What she must have felt when her son, just struggling to breathe, looked down at her from the cross, and he says, "Woman, here's your son. The son that's giving himself up for the sins of the world." You know, nobody feels love's sting quite like a mother. You know, but Mary wasn't the only one that Jesus spoke to. Having already addressed his mom, Jesus then turns to the disciple, turns to John and said, "Here's your mother. Here's your mother." So here we are, 2,000 plus years later, and a world away from all that. What are we to make of all this? What are we to make of all this here and now? I think the deeper thing that Jesus was saying was, "Mother, I'm giving you a new son, John. And John, I'm giving you a new mother, my mother, Mary." And by doing so, Jesus, the one who for so long been disrupting conventional families, was actually forming a new family by giving us to each other. But if you think about it, isn't that exactly what Jesus came to do? Isn't that exactly what Jesus came to do? Wasn't his entire mission one of turning our lives inside out and upside down? Wasn't that his entire mission? Wasn't Jesus all about challenging our conventional wisdom regarding God's love for us and regarding our love for one another? Few among us ever feel much responsibility for anyone beyond the bounds of our own family. Few of us ever feel much responsibility for anyone beyond the bounds of our own family. But Jesus' mission is bigger than all that. And you know what? As followers of Christ, our mission should also be bigger than all that. Maybe when it comes to family, that's what Jesus was trying to tell us all along. Maybe all the stress that he inflicted on conventional families, maybe it wasn't because he had anything against families per se. Maybe Jesus was just trying to get us to see beyond the narrow bounds of our own lives, to get us to see beyond the narrow bounds and love beyond the narrow bounds of just our family members. Maybe that's what he was telling us. He was telling us that as his followers, our mission goes beyond loving just our own family. Could it be that, in fact, Jesus was laying the groundwork for a new kind of family? Church family. For all, because isn't that what the church is all about?